For generations, Mars has captivated humanity. A distant crimson beacon in our night sky, it has long been the subject of our dreams, our scientific inquiries, and our deepest ponderings about life beyond Earth. But what if the truth about Mars is far more extraordinary, more profound, and more meticulously hidden than any science fiction tale? What if our nearest planetary neighbor holds secrets that, if fully revealed, would fundamentally shatter our understanding of history, technology, and our very place in the cosmos? Prepare to have your perception of reality irrevocably altered. Officially, Mars is a cold, desolate world. We are told it rotates on its axis in 24 hours and 37 minutes, orbited by its two small moons, Phobos and Deimos. Yet even these seemingly simple facts hide a profound anomaly. Some scientists suggest that Phobos, one of Mars's moons, may not be natural at all. Consider this. Phobos travels 4 times faster than Mars itself. No natural satellite should possess a greater velocity than the planet it orbits. Furthermore, as Phobos moves away from Mars, its speed actually decreases. This phenomenon is observed only in artificial satellites, much like those placed in orbit by nations here on Earth. Could Phobos be an artificial construct, a colossal sentinel orbiting a world teeming with untold secrets? The images released by NASA, purportedly depicting Mars, have fueled intense controversy for decades. Many argue that these images are deliberately manipulated, their colors altered to conceal a breathtaking truth. Imagine a Martian sky, not the dull red we are shown, but a vivid, Earth-like blue. This subtle change, say whistleblowers, is a calculated effort to hide the unmistakable evidence of water, and by extension, the undeniable presence of life. Despite these alleged deceptions, anomalies persist. Images hinting at ancient trees, shimmering bodies of water, enigmatic pyramids, and strange, tubular structures. The truth, it seems, always finds a way to surface, despite the most vigorous attempts at concealment. Indeed, a chorus of voices from within the scientific and intelligence communities has begun to break ranks, revealing a grand conspiracy to keep the reality of Mars from the world. William Cooper and John Lear, in a document sent to President George Bush in 1989, accused NASA of deliberate information suppression. Round Joseph, another courageous individual, went so far as to sue NASA in a Californian court for allegedly concealing evidence of extraterrestrial life on Mars. These aren't isolated claims. Gordon Novel, a former intelligence services operative, firmly believes in a massive cover-up surrounding trips to Mars, asserting that humans have been sent there for decades. He speaks of advanced black triangular aircraft, often referred to as Benestar ships, capable of reaching Mars in a mere 33 hours. These incredible vessels, he claims, have been utilizing free energy for over 60 years. And this, perhaps, is the crux of the monumental deception. The reason for this global concealment, it is argued, is not merely to guard scientific breakthroughs. It is to maintain a carefully constructed world order. If humanity discovered the existence of free, limitless energy, the global financial system, deeply intertwined with the fossil fuel industry, would collapse. Banks, which currently exert immense control through their oil interests, would lose their grip on the world. The revelation of free energy, it is theorized, would eradicate poverty, fundamentally reshaping society as we know it. It's a truth so powerful, it threatens the very foundations of our civilization. Perhaps the most astonishing accounts come from those who claim to have personally experienced travel to Mars. Andy Basiago, an American lawyer and writer, asserts he was part of Project Pegasus, a secret CIA program that began experimenting with teleportation as early as 1967. Basiago claims to have been teleported to Mars over 40 times between 1981 and 1984, some of these missions under the direct auspices of the CIA. He recounts ascending in an elevator, feeling a strange transformation for about 15 minutes before the doors opened to a secret base on Mars. His description of the Martian landscape is both familiar and unsettling. A desert reminiscent of Sedona, Arizona, with a startlingly blue sky, but an unusual smell, akin to burnt waffles. He noted the initial difficulty in breathing, much like being at the peak of a very high mountain. But Basiago's journeys revealed far more than a desolate surface. He witnessed humans already establishing habitats, and more astonishingly, a thriving civilization existing within the planet's interior. Guided by a humanoid inhabitant through telepathy, he explored this hidden city, describing it as a marvel of harmonious forms and curves, reminiscent of Antoni Gaudi's architectural genius. Basiago's involvement began when his father, then chief engineer for the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, proposed him for Project Pegasus. He has since authored Discovery of Life on Mars, published in 2008, sharing his extraordinary experiences. Basiago is not alone. Lavra Eisenhower, the great-granddaughter of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, revealed in 2014 that she was approached in 2006 to participate in a secret Mars operation linked to Project Pegasus. She refused, citing her belief in the power of the human spirit and our connection to Earth. This project, she confirms, encompassed teleportation to Mars, time travel, and even mind control experiments. Wood Dean, a former NATO commander, is another witness to these covert operations. He claims that extraterrestrials have been present on Mars for hundreds of thousands of years, and speaks of the same triangular aircraft operating from a base in Utah. Dean confirms that humanity has possessed anti-gravity and free energy technologies for over 50 years. David Wilcock, a researcher with connections to projects like Montauk, corroborates the existence of ancient underground bases on Mars and long-standing teleportation capabilities. Even astronauts and scientific advisors have come forward. Brian Terry, an astronaut, states unequivocally that NASA is aware of a past civilization on Mars and has actively covered it up, with a secret Mars program continuing to this day. Richard Hoagland, who once served as a scientific advisor for television, recounts a pivotal moment in 1976. While in the NASA control room, watching the Viking 1 lander transmit the first color images from Mars, he and Carl Sagan observed clear blue skies, much like Arizona. But he vividly describes, an order quickly came to alter the color, resulting in the reddish hues we are now familiar with. He, like many others, asserts that NASA hides Mars's Earth-like atmosphere. Dr. John Brandenburg, a theoretical plasma physicist, posits that a humanoid civilization once thrived on Mars, pointing to geological evidence of past oceans as vast as Earth's. He argues that the significant quantities of methane emanating from Mars's surface are proof of current life. His research even suggests archaeological ruins of a vanished civilization in a region known as Sidonia. And of course, who can forget the iconic face on Mars, captured by Viking 1 in 1976, and the subsequent discovery of more such faces in other regions. Perhaps the most compelling and personal testimony comes from Michael Ryle, an informant and former member of the U.S. Armed Forces. In 1976, Ryle claims he was recruited as a permanent member of a secret Mars colony. He was teleported to Mars that very year and served for 2 decades. Upon completing his 20-year term in 1996, he was teleported back to Earth, his age and time inverted, his memories of his Martian service meticulously blocked. He then continued his service on Earth for 6 more years before his honorable discharge in 1982, seemingly having never left. Ryald's account, documented in the Mars records by his wife, describes two classes of individuals on Mars: temporary visitors, such as politicians, who travel via junk gates for a few weeks, and permanent personnel, like himself, committed to a 20-year tour of duty. The implications of such a program are truly staggering. The evidence continues to mount. Beyond manipulated photographs and suppressed data, the growing list of testimonies from insiders, scientists, and even those claiming to have lived on the Red Planet paints a consistent and alarming picture of a vast conspiracy. The reasons, as we have explored, are profound. The concealment of free energy, teleportation, time travel, and the immense control these technologies afford. The official narrative of Mars as a lifeless, barren world is crumbling, replaced by an epic saga of hidden civilizations, advanced technologies, and a future, or perhaps a past, that has been deliberately kept from us. The truth, it appears, is finally beginning to emerge. The question now is, are you ready to believe it?